Chapter 1. Childhood and Sisterhood. My name is Claire, and before betrayal burned my world down, I had what most people would call an ordinary childhood. But if you look closely, you can often find the seeds of future storms buried in the soil of the past. I was the eldest daughter. With that role came responsibility, expectations, and, unbeknownst to me, envy. My youngest sister, Lily, arrived 2 years later. She had wild curls, mischievous eyes, and a defiance I could never quite tame. Where I craved order and approval, she thrived in chaos and rebellion. Our parents adored us both, but differently. When I earned straight A's, they clapped at parent-teacher conferences. When Lily came home with a sketchbook full of smudged charcoal drawings, they smiled, but sighed about potential if she just focused. Praise was my daily bread. Comparison was her bitter cup. I never tried to compete with her. I didn't need to. I loved my sister, or at least thought I did, but her laughter always carried an edge. Miss Perfect, she'd call me whenever I succeeded. I told myself it was teasing. Only later did I realize it was resentment, sharpened into a joke. One memory still burns. I was 14, she was 12. At a county fair, I won a stuffed bear at ring toss. She begged me to give it to her. I said no, because I had worked for it. She exploded in front of the crowd. "You always get everything, everything." The words were louder than her scream. I stood frozen, guilty for being good at something. That day, I learned my wins were her losses. We had moments of closeness too. Whispered secrets under blankets, plans to run away and travel the world, silly dances in the living room. But envy is a slow poison. It seeps until all that's left is bitterness. I didn't know it then, but my sister's envy of me would someday explode, destroying not just our bond, but my future. Chapter 2. The engagement and the perfect future. Michael entered my life quietly, like sunlight slipping through blinds. We met at a charity mixer, not the kind of place you expect to find love. He wasn't flashy, he was attentive. Where others scanned name tags, he held eye contact. We dated through coffee shops, bookstore Sundays, and rainy walks. He asked about my passions and remembered details. He laughed with his whole face. My parents adored him immediately. My father said, "This one has backbone." My mother baked lemon bars and told everyone at church about him. When Lily met him, she smiled too brightly. She sat beside him, not across. She called him the famous Michael and joked that I'd been hiding a celebrity. It felt playful then. A year later, he proposed in the bookstore where we had spent countless Sundays. He hid notes in spines of books, each underlined phrase from our shared year. At the last one he knelt, holding my grandmother's ring. I don't believe in perfect futures, but I believe in building one with you. I said yes through tears and laughter. My parents cried too. My father hugged him like a son. My mother popped champagne. And Lily? She arrived late, swept in wearing perfume, and examined my ring with a whistle. "Vintage," she said. "That's so you." She kissed my cheek, leaving lipstick behind. Later, I saw her with Michael on the porch, silhouettes close. She grinned when I stepped out. I told him he better not mess this up. Wedding planning consumed months. Michael cared only about music and vows. Lily volunteered for everything else: flowers, cake, dress fittings. She found my veil. She tied ribbons with me late into the night. She laughed, she planned, she stood at my side. But sometimes I caught her staring, not at the dress or the swatches, but at me, as if appraising, as if measuring. Pebbles of unease gathered in my shoes. Texts she sent Michael without me, moments their heads bent close, his late nights, I ignored them. Love edits out the uncomfortable frames. I told myself everything was perfect, but perfect can hide rot. Chapter 4. Small cracks, quiet alarms. The cracks began as whispers. Michael worked late. Deadlines, he said, exhaustion painted across his face. I rubbed his shoulders, made him tea. When he missed tastings, he apologized with flowers. Lily texted him about seating charts or tux fittings. Sometimes I was included, sometimes not. I told myself it was efficiency. She was helping. She was my sister. But my chest tightened when his phone lit with Lily's name. At the venue's garden, she adjusted his collar while discussing light angles. Too casual, too intimate. My stomach clenched, but I smiled. Pebble. One night, curled on the couch, my phone buzzed. Lily, busy. I typed back, kinda, with Michael. Seconds later, his phone lit. It's lit.